Recently, a Wisconsin state Republican lawmaker was actually caught on camera when a little group was kind of touring around with him. But this lawmaker, man by the name of Elijah Behnke, told these people that he is telling Republicans that in order to beat the Democrats, they may have to cheat at elections. Take a look at this clip where he spells it out to this crowd. Here it is.
But I've said to him 15 times in the last 6 months, if you show me enough proof, right? So the Racine sheriff, we got some. We have statistical anomalies, like I don't think Milwaukee's that blue, but because they can harvest the ballots by like separating from the envelope, well then we can't match them anymore. So like, I believe there was fraud. How much? We'll never know. And that's what I have to tell my own dad, who I love. Like, it could be 160,000, it could be 16,000. We can't find out at this point.
But you don't need to know how much there was if it was there.
Right. But
well, fraud eviscerates.
That's the person on the phone. It's so funny. You guys are same conversation I was just having when you guys walked in, and I guess that's for the courts to decide. I guess as like, you would love to be a perfect spouse, right? But let's be honest, you're not going to be, right? You'd love no fraud to exist, right? But it's not going to ever happen. There's always going to be somebody that tries to cheat. So I'm encouraging people, right, that have the passion and power to be here as the grassroots. Let's cheat like the Democrats do. Make sure every nursing home you go in and see your relatives. We don't
need to cheat. We just need to show up.
Yeah, that too. But I'm just saying this is how they bent the rules, right? Now we got the drop boxes probably thrown out. That doesn't mean they're not going to. Because Zuckerberg spent all that money, got volunteers, which is just a lie in itself. They're paid to go collect. So if you guys haven't heard, this is the other thing I'm telling everybody.
Now, the only good thing about that clip is that the people he was talking to in that room seemed to be like, whoa, cheating is bad. Let's not do that. But then he justifies it. He's like, no. I mean, look, nobody wants to cheat, but I totally think we need to cheat in order to win elections. Now, if that's not laying it all out there for the entire country to see, then I don't know what is. That is the Republican strategy. And of course, talking about like, oh, there's so many fraudulent votes here in Wisconsin. Maybe it's 16,000. Maybe it's 160,000. Who knows? We do. We know how many it is. And if there are any, it's literally a handful. You could probably count them on one hand, maybe two hands. But that's it. There have been audits. There's been audits in Wisconsin already. They've found nothing. We have had recounts. We have had signature verifications. We have gone through every possible step of the process, and shockingly enough, our elections here in the United States are actually far more secure than a lot of us thought they were. Are they perfect? Nope. But all but one of the instances that we have found of actual voter fraud that have taken place over the last, or in the 2020 election, all but one of them that we know of was for Republicans. One of the instances was confirmed to be a Democrat voting twice. The rest of them, Republicans. So we know where the voter fraud is. Like Representative Behnke there doesn't have to tell people to cheat to win. Republicans are already doing that. But the big issue here, obviously, is the fact that this is what Republicans wanted. They wanted to push the big lie, Trump's big lie that there was so much fraud the election can't be trusted, so they can then justify in their own minds cheating themselves. Like, we can cheat because clearly the Democrats cheated, they didn't get caught, and so anytime any one of them gets caught, they're just going to say, well, we were just doing what the Democrats did, even though the Democrats didn't do it. In fact, in his statement there, he even said, we need to cheat like the Democrats. This man has only been in office for a very short time, by the way, folks. It's not like he's been a lawmaker forever, and if you watched the full 26-minute clip of that video, which God love you if you can, he even says, listen, I'm just a redneck, from the woods here in Wisconsin. And yeah, I think that people of Wisconsin need to send you back there because you're clearly a danger to our elections. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.